Okay guys, I'm going to start this problem by drawing my poor version of a wrench. Okay, so there's my wrench. I know that I'm going to apply a force here at the end, and here is my pivot, the spark plug. I'm going to go ahead and label what I know. I know that the radius is going to be 0.25 meters, and that's from the pivot to where I'm going to apply my force. I know that I'm going to get the largest amount of torque, or I'm going to use the least amount of force right here at the end. Now the problem states that I need a torque of 38 Newton meters. Now really, we don't have to worry so much about the direction. We're just concerned with the magnitude, because we're looking for the magnitude of the force. But it does say that we apply a force at 120 degrees relative to the wrench shaft. So I'm going to apply some unknown force at an angle of 120 degrees relative to that. So now my goal is to find this force. I know my torque and I know my radius, so let's figure out how we're going to find this force. There are a few different ways. I'm going to go ahead and draw my parallel. Remember, that parallel component is useless for rotation, but this perpendicular component is what I'm interested in, because I know that torque equals my radius times my perpendicular component. Now if this is 120 degrees and here we have a line, that means this angle is going to be 60 degrees, because 120 and 60 make up that 180 degree angle. So I've drawn my picture. Let's go ahead and use my equation to find this unknown force. So I'm going to write out the equation. Torque equals F perpendicular times radius. Now F perpendicular up here is my side opposite of 60 degrees. So F perpendicular equals the magnitude of this force times the sine of 60 degrees. So let's substitute this in for my perpendicular force. Let's substitute in 38 for my torque and 0.25 for my radius. 38 equals F sine 60 times 0.25. Another way you could do this, if you don't feel comfortable finding trig right off the bat, or using the trig right off the bat, then what you could do is plug in 38 and 0.25 to find your perpendicular component, and then you use trig at the end to find your hypotenuse. Either way works. Force here is my only unknown, so now I have one step, or a few steps here to find force. I'm going to start by doing sine 60 times 0.25. And I get 0.217. I'm going to just say 0.22. Now remember, you must have your calculator in degree mode or it won't work. Now to solve for F, I'm going to divide both sides by 0.22. So the force I need to pull with, or the magnitude of the force, is going to be 38 divided by 0.22, or 170 newtons. Now here I solved for force, I did not solve for torque, so the only unit I need is newtons, not Newton meter.